Hi there, welcome back, Sandy Spady. Power Up Talk Show, where we inspire, motivate, and empower others. First of all, we just want to give a woo-hoo shout to Deion. He is our Songbird Craftsman cocktail. And Deion, what do we got brewing over there today?
Well, today I am going to be doing something with a little bit of vodka and a little bit of a tropical feel. This is actually a cocktail that I picked up at Proof 192 in Omaha, Nebraska, and it's called the Kiwi Sour. It's very simple. It's what I consider it to be kind of a tequila sunrise made with kiwi. So very different, but very delicious. So I'm gonna go ahead and get you started, Sandy. We're gonna start out with 1.5 ounces of kiwi. So basically I blend everything, including the skins, and then I macerate it with a little bit of sugar. And then I strain everything off except for the juice. So it's a bit of a process, but it comes out delicious every time. Our next ingredient is going to be some fresh squeezed lime juice. And we don't want to put too much. I mean, we want it to be sour, but we also want it to be balanced. So we're going to do an ounce, I'm sorry, not an ounce, but 1/2 ounce of lime juice. Deliciousness. And then our final ingredient that's going to be shaken is going to be our Wheatley vodka. Now, this is another Buffalo Trace product. If you watched our last episode, I do a lot with Buffalo Trace. I do a lot with everyone.
Yes, you do.
All right, and now that we got all of our ingredients placed, we're gonna give it a good old shake. You know, whenever I shake, I always think of a song. Sometimes it's Beyonce, sometimes it's Aerosmith. I never know.
I think of, what's the one that goes shake, 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 shake? What's
Yes.
that? Yes.
All right. And then we're just gonna strain and we'll have our cocktail ready. Now, if you look, you'll see there is a red liquid in the bottom of our glass that is also a macerated strawberry, and that's how we're gonna put our sweet and pair it with our sour. So you start out with a lot of sour and then you end on a very, very sweet note. And it also gives it a beautiful layer, and we garnish with a little cucumber, or as I like to call them, a little cucumber.
It looks beautiful.
Thanks, ladies.
You're welcome. Wow, Deion really outdid himself. It matches. All right, we are back. First of all, we're going to do cheers to my amazing guest, and it just looks good on you. Cheers, my friend.
Thank you.
Who do we have but the beautiful, talented Tracy Winkler? Like a wink? Yes. She is amazing, besides looking amazing. 15 years of coaching and consulting with Elevate Growth Solutions. Tracy, first of all, we have to share with everyone, because it's just a girl moment, I believe. That's really super cool. Is how did we meet, beautiful lady?
In the restroom at Gilbert's. And it was my birthday and my actual bachelorette at this just a year ago, actually. And since then, it was perfect.
Yes.
And what else do we have in common?
Well, besides that she wore a crown and I like anything sparkly, I was like, ooh, I need to be friends with her. We also have the same birthdays, which is amazing. So we are June birthdays, June 10th.
Yes.
And there's nothing that's going to break us up now. It's going to happen.
We're the twins.
We are the twins. Tracy, I'm so excited to have you on the show. You and I have so much in common as far as like we love to empower people, right? Especially
Yes.
women.
Yes.
And men. Yes, we do men too.
We do.
But tell us a little bit about your journey, because your journey is just amazing on where you're at today.
You know, it's been a journey of resilience. And have you ever heard the song, I Get Knocked Down, but I Get Back Up Again?
I get knocked down. But
Okay,
I
you
get
can
up
sing.
again.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
So that is kind of what life is like for a lot of us. But it's really how we get back up and how we navigate.
Whoops. You know what? Jewelry can just be the heartache of the soul. That's all right.
Okay, we're going
It's
to
very
take that
real.
off.
Very real, yes.
So back to navigating. Just like when a necklace falls off, we just kind of get back down.
Just get back on it.
We get back up. So a little bit about what I do and the background. Yes. Is that kind of what you're wanting to know?
Absolutely. Your story. Share it. You know it.
Grew up with serial entrepreneurs And so I don't have a rags to riches story, but I have a story of working for a family of serial entrepreneurs and having an amazing, amazing chance to learn and grow, learn what not to do and what to do. And from that, I've had, my shares of ups, downs, and failures. And from those failures is where I've learned the most.
What would you say would be the biggest, you call it a failure, that you overcame, that you think other women need to know, other audience needs to know how you overcame that?
Boy, and I've thought about that a lot recently, and I call it, all these are lessons, and it's either the gift of knowledge, the gift of power, or the gift of inspiration. Yeah. So I look at all of it as a gift, but really going back and thinking of one particular failure that it's been just a trickle effect of things that didn't work, or pivot, shift, and failed businesses to failed marriage to, just making choices that maybe weren't right. Maybe I knew it, being a people pleaser or looking for validation back in the day, always trying to navigate in a world of a lot of men in my family. And so I think at that point, it was just always trying to prove yourself. And I really didn't, after years of this, I didn't know who I was trying to prove myself to.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes complete sense. And that's what I love about you, is that you just start over. Like you said, you get up, you start over again. And that's why, everyone, I'm so proud to announce that Tracy, she's going to be the keynote speaker at the Women with Voices Summit. Live your why, look at me now. Tracy, tell us what made you decide to get out there and just share your amazing story with other women.
It's so important to me to help shine other women's light. Yes. So many people have judgment and have fear. Yes. So fear is something that holds us back from our dreams. Yes. And so it's really how we move forward and how we can really just help one another and empower one another. Yes. Or my business name is called Elevate. So I love to help elevate people and elevate them in ways that they can make their dreams come true. Yes. Whatever that is for them.
Yes. I'm excited. She said yes. Yes to being the keynote speaker. Yes to sharing your sunshine and your talents. What would be one thing? So I public speak and I share the superhero, right? Pose
the
and
Wonder
talents.
Woman.
Wonder Woman, yes. What would be your strength that you would say that, okay, you can take away all these talents or the superhero strength, but you're not touching this one?
One of the things, I've always said I was a super connector, but I can see, it's like I can connect dots. Yes. So I can go, and when I'm working with teams and leadership teams, I can see holes, and it's just, things start clicking really fast, and my brain already moves way too fast. So I have to bring it down a little bit, but I get really excited, and that passion comes out as, whoa, she's, got a lot of energy, but I'm seeing things that potential. And so I have to meet my people where they're at, but it's just, I really think it's that dot connecting that is just kind of one of those things that's been fun for me.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So speaking of connecting the dots, as you said, I feel like in your path of your career, your roadmap, we could call it.
Yep.
What is it that on that roadmap that made you decide to take a detour, right? Like, I wasn't expecting to do this, but I'm doing it. What would be that one thing you could think of that just made you veer off, detour off, and just do it?
There's been a few in my life. And one, I worked for our family business. So I was there 20 years, had a great career. There was a forced buyout with my mom. And so my trajectory changed from boardroom to not boardroom. And so I made the decision one day, and I just was like, not doing this. I think my ego was kind of hurt, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go start over and just do my own thing. And so that's what I did. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to start over and live and do my passion. And I enjoyed working for the family, but I had to learn the hard way. And running a business and being an entrepreneur, even though I was raised by serial entrepreneurs, it wasn't easy doing it alone. I thought I could do it. Was simple, but it was different because I was solo. And even though I had a team and employees, it was challenging, and I had to learn the hard way, and I had to fail, and I had to do things wrong. So I've had businesses that have done well, and I've had some that are just complete. We won't even talk about those. But it was leaving the family business where I thought I would probably really, retire, that I made the decision that my own integrity meant more, and I had something bigger to do. I didn't know what it was, but I had something bigger to do.
Yes.
So that was one of the first turns.
Yes. What I love that you said is about entrepreneurship, right? You and I both love to take entrepreneurs and just through our seasoned experience, right? I love that we're seasoned. What is it that you feel that you could share? Like I love that you're real right there. It is so hard to be an entrepreneur. You have to do everything yourself.
Yep.
You have no life. Like, what are you doing? I'm making templates. What are you doing? I'm doing social media.
Yes.
As far as that reality of being an entrepreneur, with all your past experience, what's one thing that you could say that you could share with the audience that helped you get through those times?
Well, number one, being self-aware and knowing that it's not easy, and knowing that you can get help. Okay, we both coach people. So you think of your athletes and the athletes that are super athletes and like Michael Jordan's, and they hire coaches. I have coaches. I keep working to improve. I know you keep working to improve. And we have to have networks of people that are like-minded and working with like-minded people, because we have to keep ourselves, we only have so much time in a day. And so when we're working, we need to make sure that we're also having some balance. It may not be what we thought it would be. It can be a lonely world. It can be a really lonely world. So it's like surrounding yourself by great networks, support groups, friends that share commonality in it, but knowing that you can get help, because it's not easy.
Yes, I love that. And for anyone out there that is really entrepreneurs that you feel alone, don't be alone. Tracy and I, you can join our group, right? Join the Tracy Sandy group.
With us
have a cocktail, because entrepreneurship can be lonely and it's overwhelming. But the main thing that is hard for me, and I'm sure it was hard for you, is saying no, right? Saying no to the one-on-one, saying no to networking, because anyone knows me, I love networking. Where do you feel was the hardest thing you had to say no to?
That is a good question. And we kind of talked about this the other day, and it was really important because there's a saying we say, and I get this from a gentleman named Joe Kenny, and it's the juice isn't worth the squeeze. And it's really, there's only so much time in a day, and we have to be very thoughtful of our own energy and our own time, because we pour out so much, and if we pour out too much, we can't be our best selves or that creative self that we want to be. And it's so important, that take clarity breaks and just really recharge your energy.
Yes, it's so important to recharge. So speaking of recharge, I love it. We're going to keep rolling. What's the one thing that recharges you?
Oh, goodness. Well, I just got back from Sedona, so that was a nice recharge. I love to travel. I love experiences. I honestly, this is so geeky of me. I love to learn. But I love to go to events like you were just talking about, a Tony Robbins event. I go with people like-minded, and I can learn, and we're learning together. That's fun for me. So that's clarity, because I'm not thinking about my business, but I'm thinking about how I can apply it to my business, or how, remember the dot connecting, how I can help others. Because it might not help me, but it's like, oh, I just thought of something for you. So that's fun for me.
Yes.
So that is kind of nerdy.
So it's kind of like we're never really off, because we get charged, right? I feel like we're the same people. We get charged by wanting to know more, right?
We do.
So out of all the conferences and things you've watched or listened to, or the podcast, is there one in particular one that just stands out? You're like, I would spend that money again on this conference.
Well, there's a new one that I'm kind of watching, and it's, I follow her, it's Kelly Roach, and she has a podcast. And it's all about launching. But the really cool thing that she was talking about is what happened 6 to 9 months ago is not relevant right now. So when you're owning a business, you have to stay relevant to the market. And there's a lot of noise going on, and that noise can get the bright, shiny syndrome. But do what you do it well, stay consistent, but also stay knowing what is happening in the market. But she's kind of one, there's many. If I could do multiple ones, I would. And you've talked about Tony Robbins before in conversations. I've talked about Genius Network, becoming part of that, or strategic coach. So I am right now looking for my next year-long commitment to elevate myself and scale up and grow.
I love the word elevate. Like, there's nowhere to go but up, right?
That's right.
And if you look at the opposite side of that, you don't want to go down, right?
No, we're not going down. Not doing that.
So I tell you, you really inspire a lot of women. You've had a lot of women that you coached throughout the years. But who really inspires Tracy?
You inspire me.
Oh, thank you.
You do. I love your energy, and I love that you get out and you love on women that need loved. And you really do care. And that's really important to me. And so to watch that is really an inspiration for me. And besides you, there's some other incredible, talented women out there that just blow me away. And it's so fun to see them doing things. And that's, you know, everybody has a genius and a gift. Everyone has some unique ability. And if we could just let them shine that through, that is magical. But yes, you are an inspiration.
That's not why I asked the question, but thank you.
It's true.
Thank you.
It's
I
true.
appreciate that. That's why I was attracted to your sunshine too. And I tell people every day, find your own sunshine.
Yes.
Because it's that sunshine that other people see because you're happy, right? We want all women to be happy, and you want women to be happy.
And not judge. And not judge, or knowing that your journey is always, don't compare yourself. Everybody has a different journey and a different time. And people didn't just get there by, you know, leaping there, or they finally went viral with something. It took some grind. You know, nowadays we hate to say the word hustle and grind because we're trying to not hustle and grind, but it did take some hustle. It did take, you know, the work and putting in the reps. Because anybody who's gotten really good at things has put in the reps. And so honor those that have put in the reps because they're really good at what they do. And just focus on what you're really good at doing.
I love that. So if you could focus on one part, let's say one part of really where you want to succeed and go further, what is it that you see the future Tracy doing?
I do see me standing on stage and coaching larger groups of people and making a bigger impact. And that's a legacy I want to leave, is to make an impact. And it's something I pray on daily is, you know, what kind of impact can I make? And a difference can I make? Because we all can make a difference. We're all one piece in this universe, but we all have our piece that we can give. And so if I can just give a little bit and just help encourage and make this world a better place, that's all that matters.
I love that. It reminds me of a quote from Mother Teresa, and she says, you can't change the world at once, but one person at a time. And that's what I think you and I both love to do. We love to take that one person, that one group, and help them change, learn from our experiences, right? And to have them elevate. I love that.
We're going to elevate to grow.
Tell me, Tracy, what is it? How can people reach you? Like, what's up your sleeve? What's going on right now with Tracy?
Oh, what's up my sleeve? Well, a lot of things. Number one, what I do and I help people do is I work with a lot of business owners and leaders and that are stuck. I help them get unstuck and get breakthrough. So I usually think of it like a tree. The foundation is kind of that team health that we're building. So we want to have a good culture, right? The trunk of the tree is like, it's an operating system or the growth strategy. So we work on that, okay? And then the limbs, that's marketing. So if a client's needing some marketing, we work on marketing. So I like to always start down at the foundation because it's all about, you know, a strong foundation. So people can find me on LinkedIn at Tracy Winkler, or they can find me at elevatetogrowth.com. And basically, I'm here in Omaha. I work locally in Omaha. I live in Grand Island. I work nationally. So it's just, you know, as many people as we can help, let's do it.
Yes, I love that. What's the one thing you could say, looking into the mirror as a younger Tracy, right? What's the one thing that you would want to share with her, knowing through all our roadmaps and our detours? What's the one thing you would want to share? Tracy, this.
One of my things would have been boundaries. And to protect me and not be so worried about getting validation from others, because validation is right here. And so you have to just know your inner self and trust yourself, trust God, and, you know, not have to ask everybody for things, not to ruminate and get stuck in the old.
I love that. And it's really finding that sometimes we do get stuck, but it's like taking that first step. And I think you and I both are just such believers. And sometimes you need to take that first step.
You do.
Because that first step, you're never going to get where you want to go tomorrow if you don't take that first step. And I think you and I, we love to help people take that first step.
That
Because once in a while, you look back and like we pause and we put others in front of us that we didn't take that first step. So I think you agree that taking that first step, and if we can be that little cheerleader, that mentor for these young, amazing entrepreneurs, because people start early, it's taking that first step.
it is taking the first step, and fear had stopped me.
Yes.
And fear of not being enough. Then it became fear of being too much. You know, is my personality too big? You know, and I need to take another class. I need to get another certification. It's, I have enough.
Yes.
We have enough.
Yes.
You have enough. You have enough.
Yes.
But take the step. Take the leap.
Yes.
What's going to happen?
I love what I heard about Mel Robbins, another amazing,
Yes.
right? We love Mel. How she says before she gets on the stage that nervousness, if you look at it different, you tell yourself different, that nervousness is really excitement.
Mm-hmm.
Your excitement to be on the stage. And I love that you want to take the stage. You and I just love to public speak and just be out there. What is it, like what would be your dream stage?
Oh, goodness. Dream stage. I haven't thought about that. What would be yours?
Mine would have to be, okay, I love New York City, right?
Oh,
I want to do a conference of just wonderful women.
yes.
And I wanted to take it to other cities, and I want to
Yes.
bring you along, and we're just
Let's
going
do
to
it.
motivate, elevate, and
Let's-
believe in, right?
Let's elevate. Let's get a bus.
Yeah. Yes.
We get a tour bus.
Yes.
We can take Caleb with us.
Yes. By the way, Caleb is our photographer for Power Up Talk series, and he's amazing, and he does great things. So Tracy, I thank you so much for being my second official guest.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that we ran into each other in the bathroom, and I just saw that sparkle
Best thing
crown.
ever. Yes.
And now we're just friends forever.
Yes.
And don't be afraid to talk to people in the bathroom. Be those friends forever. This is Sandy Spady. I thank my audience for tuning in. I thank you, Tracy, for being my guest.
Thank you.
And remember, be a difference. Take that chance. Be the change. Thank you. Have a great day.